Hey guys, just thought I'd give you an update, because I promised in the comments from the premiere last night that I would give you guys an update. Um, Sorry, I got ugly crying face. So, uh, I finally had enough time off of work. I took the other 5 days of my vacation from 2018, and, uh, Kodi's health has been slipping for months. And when you work, uh, 10, 15, sometimes 17 hours a day. There was a day that I came home just to let him out and then went right back to work. It's hard to really get a perspective on how much quality time he actually had. How much of it was like good. And so I've spent the last year doing my best to do geriatric care. He was taking some glucosamine and some aspirin for the arthritis, and weren't going out so much, and that caused for less accidents in public or in some places where I wouldn't want him to be embarrassed, or I wouldn't want to be embarrassed because he had an incontinence issue. But at the same time, he basically lived in this house for the last year. We didn't go to mom or dad's. Well, dad's. And now the dad's got a condo, and he got it in June. I didn't take him anywhere. He didn't go to the store. It hurt him to get in and out of the car. At some point he did slip and fall on a tile floor at a store, so I wouldn't take him to the store anymore. And it's not so much that it was an inconvenience as much as it stressed him out, and it made life at home harder because he would be really sore from the exertions. And so it was one moment to the next moment. And when you work, like I said, 60, 70 hours a week, and that's not including on this channel, it's easy to let time get away from you. And it makes it easier to kind of not admit that it's time. And it's not that he was neglected. We had morning loves every day, and morning loves when I got home, and scritches before bedtime, and scritches in the morning. But he spent a lot of his time resting, and he had a lot of trouble getting up and down the stairs, and started having accidents in the apartment because he would forget to go potty when he was outside. And I could let him out for 10 minutes, and he would forget to go potty, and then he'd come in the house and he'd have an accident in the house. And that was the first flag on the play that things were getting out of control. His eyesight had been failing for years, and he lost his night vision 3 years ago, and he had a growth that came in about a year and a half ago, just like right here on his lower lid. That was the thing that happened, and it didn't really aggravate anything. His eye would weep a little bit more, but nothing really, I mean, without doing eye surgery, and it really wasn't worth the eye surgery. So, I had off last week, Monday and Tuesday. I worked Wednesday and Thursday. And by Tuesday, I was getting really, I said, this is the week that I'm going to make this decision, because I want to spend as much time as I can with him. I want to be certain about it when I do it. And by Tuesday afternoon, I had called the vet. And it's time. And it was something that was hard. Sorry, I got my ugly crying, I'm sorry. It was on par with losing my mom. So it's kind of hard to talk about. But, sorry, that's the ferrets. But, doing the video that was the premiere kind of brought it to the forefront. It really made me sit down and think about how it really made me measure his quality of life. And they say if you're having more bad days than good days, then it's time. And it was time. That didn't mean that I was ready for it. I knew it was coming. I've asked my landlord if I could get another dog. So that, like with 2 socks, when I put 2 socks down, Kodi kind of carried her legacy. And now he's gone. And for the first time in over 20 years, they don't have a dog. I don't have him to greet me at the door. It's been a minute since he greeted me at the door anyway, but, I mean, it was before I went to... It was before I went to Disney World. That he had the spunk to get up and greet me at the door and be all excited, but... It was noticeable that in this last week that he barely had the energy to wag his tail. When we went for a walk, he didn't enjoy it. He kind of went through the motions. So it was time. I got home yesterday, and if you watch the other channel, where I do the ferret tutorials, you'll know this hallway. And right there in the corner is where his water dish always was. And his food dish. And it's been there for 7 years. It's never moved outside of when I had to wash it. when I got this apartment, the carpeting was brand new. And you could tell that it never moved. There's like a ring around on the floor of the carpet where his water dish was. And now there's just this. I did pick up his water dish and his food dish yesterday, and I put him in the camera where his food is. But I wanted a place to put his candle. I couldn't sleep last night. I had to load up a noise on ambient mixer because I kept waking up. I think I finally tried to lay down at like 3 o'clock, and I was up by 3:15 despite all this. I had a couple drinks last night, not gonna lie. I didn't sleep for shit last night. And I don't have the heart to move his bed. I don't even know if I want to shampoo or clean the carpet. It was time, but it doesn't make it any easier. I close this so you don't have to listen to the kids being obnoxious. They came out today, but it doesn't stop them from being obnoxious. Apparently one of them didn't get out enough. So I've really been in the house the whole week. Being here with Kodi and being here for Kodi. Finished up the video for Cheyenne. I did start some other stuff. I was playing with a new feature called Galileo. But it was really hard to focus, so I got some work done, but wasn't feeling it. It may be a few days before I get back on my feet. Back to my routine. There's a big dog-sized hole in my life right now. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to show you guys. Along with this candle. We have to go in the living room. I want to show you this. So here's his tags. There's his collar. I didn't want him to freak out yesterday, so I left it on him until everything was gone and done. He must have had more than just a few things wrong with him, because he slipped really quick. He didn't fight that at all. I'll probably put a tribute video up, because it just helps. But he made friends everywhere he went. He was a good, gentle dog. And I'm sorry to see him go. But part of me is very glad that he's not in any more pain. He's not suffering anymore. But I will miss him very, very much. Thanks to everybody who's been watching the channel and supporting me. Thanks for everybody who was here for the premiere last night. As I said in the comments, I'm sorry I was too upset to participate. But as you can see, I mean, I'm better today, and you should have saw last night. But I couldn't watch the video because it was just a little too fresh. I'll give Kodi his own video. He doesn't have to share Cheyenne's. So as soon as the ugly face crying stops, I'll give you guys another update. And let you guys know what's coming up. Thanks again, guys, for being supportive.